go ahead and pull out your book, okay? Everybody pull out your book. Very good. So for adults and teens, I had only really assigned you one song for this week. Only because we're trying to get back into the groove of regular practice. And I did give you sort of like a technical exercise to work on, okay? So we're going to work on both of those things here now, all right? So let's take a look here. We were working on, let's see, where was it? Oh yes, page 54, okay? So on page 54, we learned about sharps, the sharp sign. Money can't buy everything was our song, right? So, you probably remember from lesson, I said sharp sign, not hashtag. Because all the rage right now, right? Like that's all the internet speak is hashtag this, hashtag that. I even titled this video, hashtag practice with me, right? But in musical terms, it's actually a sharp sign, okay? So we say sharp sign, not hashtag. I thought that was funny. So for Money Can't Buy Everything, we were going to be in our G position, okay? Do you remember your G position? Do you remember how to find it? If you don't, let's go over it together now, okay? Let me switch to piano view. Okay, so if you know how to find C position, then you can find G position. Okay, so let's put our hands in C position. We have our thumb right hand on C. Count down to G with that thumb there, okay? This is C position. Money Can't Buy Everything is not in C position, so we got to move our hands, okay? So if you look at your right hand pinky, over here, finger 5, that's on a G. That is where your right hand thumb needs to go. So let's go ahead and switch it over and then fan out those fingers, okay? Now, same thing is going to happen with your left hand. Your thumb is on G, but your pinky needs to be there. So let's go ahead and squish that pinky way over there and fan out those fingers again, okay? Wonderful. Okay, so starting with Money Can't Buy Everything, the sharps, remember, are going to be, when it appears in front of a note in your music, it means that you're going to play the next key to the right of it, okay? Whether black or white. Sometimes people think that sharp signs are just black keys, but that's not necessarily true. It depends on where it is on the piano keyboard, okay? But in the case of this song, we are working with an A sharp, which is up here, my finger 2, right hand, or a C sharp, and that's my finger 4, okay? We will encounter that in the music here shortly. So take a listen. Let's play through it one time. Okay, friends? Okay, let's count off. 1, 2, ready, play. D, D, C sharp, D, then to B. Very good. Now we got a B, A sharp, to D now. Wonderful. D. Down to A sharp. G. Excellent job. Last line. To C, B, A, and then G, up to B, back to G. Now that was really good. Very good job. Okay, if you were able to keep up with me for that, then you are probably in a very, very good spot. If you could only play the right hand line, that's okay too, because it's not like it's easy. It's got some really tricky stuff with those sharps in there. Or if you were just able to play the left hand with me, that's okay too, all right? We're just trying to figure out where we are in this piano practice, okay? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on just the last two lines, okay? Only because they sort of have a lot of repeating patterns in here in the first two lines that are also, again, in the last two lines. But I did notice that I completely missed the mark on the dynamics, right? If you can remember dynamic signs. So dynamics are referring to how loud or softly that you are playing, okay? And in this case, it was supposed to be piano, but I played it like forte. So I need to be a little bit more controlled in how much pressure I'm putting into the piano keys, okay? So I'm going to start at line 3, and I'm only going to play the first two measures of line 3, okay? Because they're piano, and I'm trying to really manage the control of it, okay? I'm going to see if I can play it nice and controlled piano 3 times through, okay? Just those two measures. Let's see if you can do it along with me, okay? All right, line 3, measures 1 and 2 of line 3 on Money Can't Buy Everything, page 54. Remember, this is new G position. All right, so thumb on G this time, right hand thumb on G, and then left hand thumb on D, okay? Excellent work. Okay, so starting at line 3, finger 5, we're going to play piano, okay? Just the first two measures. 1, 2, ready, play. C sharp, down to B. There you go. Okay, that was way better. Oh my gosh. I knew I was playing it way too loud when I was playing it the first time, but now it just feels like I can do a lot better. So let's play that 2 more times. Nice and controlled. Piano dynamics. Nice and quiet. Line 3, the first 2 measures, okay? I'm going to count off again. 1, 2, ready, play. Nice. Okay. Yes. You see what I'm saying though? It's like it completely changes the idea of the song, right? Because it feels more controlled, right? And that's important when we're trying to distinguish between forte and piano, right? It's all about how much pressure you're putting in the keys, right? With those fingers. So be very mindful of that. Let's play it through one more time, okay? All right, starting here, line 3, first and second measure, starting with the right hand pinky on D, okay? I'm going to count off. 1, 2, ready, play. There we go. All right, now that was way better. Okay, so that's the first section that I think we should definitely drill, right? I'm glad that we were able to control that dynamics a little bit better in this piece, right? That way it has a difference, right? The first part is forte, right? But then the second half is supposed to be piano. And we got to make sure that that is distinguishable, okay? Now, as for the second part of this song that's kind of tricky, that I'm sort of anticipating some confusion, it's probably going to be the last line, just the whole last line, because it transitions between doing a melodic third and then melodic seconds, and then also the dynamics. It's supposed to be piano, the first half of the line, and then it turns into forte, the last half of the line. So there's like 2 things that can be a little bit confusing in that last section, okay? Let's work on that, all right? Let's see if we can play it through 3 times, okay? 3 times through. We're drilling the last line of the song, okay? All right, let's find our G position because I'm totally not in position. I found my middle C. I'm going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's my G, and I'm going to fan out my hand. And then same thing with my left hand. I'm going to find my D, and I'm going to fan out my fingers so my left hand pinky ends on G. Okay? Last line of the whole song. It begins piano, and then halfway through it switches to forte. We're going to play it 3 times. 1, 2, ready, play. Now forte. Wow, yeah, that was such a big difference. All right, so let's play that last line again, okay? I'm going to count off. 1, 2, ready, play. Quiet. Forte. Wonderful work. All right, last time. This is like the cherry on top, okay? Let's give it a try. Last line. 1, 2, ready, play. Loud. Fantastic work. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You feeling confident? You should feel confident now because little by little you're making incremental progress in your practice, right? Piano is not something that just like poof magically appears in your brain and you can play it really well, right? You actually have to work at it. And I think that's what a lot of people don't remember is that, you know, they look at a piece of music and they're like, oh, that's so easy. Yeah, right. Come take piano with me and I'll make it feel a little bit easier when that way I'm available to help you, right? But yeah, it takes work. It's not something that's just going to happen, right? But celebrate those very small victories, right? So if you work on a drilling section in your song, like you take out a few measures and you work on it a lot, if you achieve your little mini goal, celebrate it, right? Because that's an amazing thing. You have just conquered a really difficult section in your music. Now, when you have done that, put it back into the whole song and see if you can play the whole song, right? And if you can, oh my gosh, you got to do like a 10-second party, right? I do 1-second parties with the kids. But maybe the adults get to like get down and have fun, right? Because they get 10 seconds of glory because you achieved something so awesome, right? So just think about that, okay? Don't ever feel bad for it taking longer or taking a while to achieve a goal. It doesn't matter how small the goal is. If you get it eventually, celebrate it, okay? You deserve it. All right, so that was Money Can't Buy Everything, okay? Now, all right, moving over here to page 57, okay? You have the, I can never say his name right, Leschetizky solution, right? So this is a finger strengthening exercise, okay? And I had assigned this sort of as a double layer of work that you needed to do, right? Yes. So on page 57, we had, for lesson, we went over the right hand version of this, okay? It's in that G position. So for practice with me, because I didn't get to do the left hand strengthening, let's do the left hand today for practice with me. That way you have a recording of both hands doing this exercise, okay? It's the right hand will be recorded in the lesson, okay? Lesson 11, adults and teens. And now the left hand Leschetizky solution is going to be in this video, okay? So let's work on the left hand together. All right, let's switch to piano view. Okay, so with this, we are going to be in G position. Okay, so let's find our spot, okay? All right, so there's middle C. Let's count down, B, A, G, right? That note right there, we're gonna put our pinky there. Finger 5 and fan out those fingers, okay? Now, when I'm looking here at page 57, you see 4 lines of music. We're not doing the first or the second line. We are starting at the 3rd line, okay, where it has the bass clef, the number 1, okay? This is going to be a tricky exercise for me because my left hand is weaker than my right hand. So if it's hard to play, that's probably totally normal because my left hand isn't as strong either. But we're going to work it on together, okay? Now for number 1 of this Leschetizky solution, for the bass clef, the left hand, we're going to be holding down fingers 5, 4, 3, and 2. And our finger 1 is going to be doing that repeated pattern of the quarter note, okay? Let's see what it sounds like. Just take a listen, all right? 1, 2, ready, play. Do you see how that sounds? It kind of sounds ugly. That's okay though, because it's supposed to be strengthening your fingers, okay? I feel like I could probably do a better job of the left hand thumb not being so bouncy, right? I need it to be strengthening the thumb, not necessarily bouncing all over the place. So let's see if we can try that part again. Number 1, Leschetizky solution, page 57, left hand, okay? The 3rd line. I'm going to start. 1, 2, ready, play. Repeat. Okay, I think that was better. Again, I'm hyper focused here. I'm hyper focused on the fact that I don't want to make my left hand thumb, my finger 1, so bouncy, right? Because that's not achieving anything as far as the strengthening goes, right? I could bounce my thumb all over the place, but if I'm really focused on activating those muscles to keep it nice and steady, then it makes more sense to have it more controlled instead of being so bouncy, okay? If you find that your thumb is bouncy too, try and be a little bit less bouncy with it, okay? All right, now let's move on to the number 2, all right? I haven't moved my hand because I didn't want to lose my spot again, okay? So now looking at number 2, all right, we are going to be holding down fingers 1, 3, 4, and 5. And our finger 2 on C is going to be the one playing the quarter note, okay? This is tricky, but you can do it, all right? It's going to sound ugly, but that's how it goes, all right? I'm going to count off. Let's do this together, all right? 1, 2, ready, play. Repeat. Very good. All right. So I did a lot better on that one. my pointer or my finger 2 was not so bouncy. That's a good thing. I don't want it to be so bouncy because then it throws all the muscles out of whack in my hand. I want it to stay right in line there, okay? All right. Let's try number 2 again, all right? If you're ready to play along with me, go ahead and do that. Ready? 1, 2, ready, play. That was wonderful. Okay, that was a lot better. Now let's move on to number 3, okay? Now, let's think about this. Number 3 is telling you your 3rd finger, which is on B, is going to be the quarter note finger, okay? All of your other fingers are going to be held down, okay? This is kind of funny, so think about it. Fingers 1, 2, 4, and 5 are going to be held down, okay? If you want to listen to it for one time, see if you can do that, okay? Same thing goes here, all right? Finger 3, you don't want it bouncy. You want it to stay as even as possible with the hand, okay? Let me switch to piano view so you can watch. All right, let's give it a try. I'm going to count off. 1, 2, ready, play. Yeah, that was way better for me. I don't know what it is about finger 3. I think I just have a better handle of control on it. Maybe because it's like balanced in my hand, perhaps. Let's try it again together, okay? Let's count off. 1, 2, ready, play. Excellent work. All right. Now, things change when you get to number 4 and number 5, okay? I have been saying the note that's repeated throughout those measures that are not being held down, you need to keep them as evenly as possible with the rest of your hand, right? But now it changes, right? Because in order to activate the muscles in your 4th and 5th fingers, you actually need to raise them up as high as you can when you're doing this method. This is only for fingers 4 and 5, okay? Not the other fingers. Remember I said no bouncing? Remember, 1, 2, and 3, no bouncing. 4 and 5, reach for the sky, okay? 4 and 5 have to reach for the sky in order for you to strengthen those muscles, right? These are my worst fingers, I'll tell you, all right? I'm going to be completely honest. These are my worst fingers. But that's okay, all right? Because I'm doing this exercise to strengthen my fingers. I'm not worried about sounding good, all right? Let's give it a try. Let's start with finger 4, all right? This is page 57, Leschatusky solution, number 4. All right, we're in G position. We're going to play finger 4, holding down 1, 2, 3, and 5. Okay, remember, finger 4, you try to reach it as high as you can. Okay, this is going to be hard, but that's okay. All right, let's give it a try. 1, 2, ready, play. Ooh, this is tough. Repeat. I'm not gonna lie, that was really hard. That's okay. Let's try it again together, okay? All right, I'm gonna count off. 1, 2, ready, play. That was hard, yes. Okay, how'd you do? It was kind of scary, huh? You're doing great. Let's try our final finger. We have finger 5, okay? This is our pinky, all right? Same thing. Fingers 1, 2, 3, 4, you're going to hold them down, but pinky 5, reach it as high as you can. Reach for the sky, okay? Let's try it. All right. I'm going to count off. This is number 5. 1, 2, ready, play. Was actually better than I thought it would be. So that's okay. All right, let's try it once more, okay? And this will be the last thing that we do. Ready? 1, 2, ready, play. Awesome work. Oh my goodness, we do need to do like a cheer or something. Let's do, I do these with the kids. You can tell I like doing them. Let's do cha-cha-cha. You ready? 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Okay. That was funny. Hey, I'm so proud of you. Okay, this is not easy, like I said. You're doing a fantastic job. If you have any questions whatsoever, you know where to find me, right? You just hop into the private group Encore Music Makers, drop a question or a video or ask about, references or any other additional exercises. I am there for you, okay? Last thing I want to mention is, of course, if you want to consider helping support these lessons that I'm providing for free, I would really, really appreciate some support. I'm on Patreon, okay? You can find me patreon.com/IzzyChia, okay? Find me there. Pick a level that you feel is most comfortable for your budget, okay? I have levels as low as $5 a month $10 a month, $20 a month, or $50 a month, depending on how much interaction you want to get from me, okay? Granted, of course, this is not required, but if you want to support me in this mission, I would really appreciate it, as I'm trying to recoup some of my income from the virus, okay? So, anyway, thanks for letting me say that. That's it for today, everybody, okay? So if you've got any questions, hop in the group. I will see you this upcoming Saturday for lesson. Assignment post will probably go up Wednesday or Thursday, so if you see the assignment, go ahead and post your video of you playing your songs, and I'll give you some feedback, okay? All right, take care, everybody. Have a good one.